Hello! Today I want to talk to you about arithmetic sequences. So hopefully by now you have looked at that Mathagon site that introduces you to what arithmetic sequences are, and we've had a chance to hopefully talk about them. So sequences is just a sort of ordered list of numbers that follow some type of pattern generally. In an arithmetic sequence, the pattern can be increasing or decreasing, but the difference between each term is constant, which means the same. And so that difference is called a common difference. So common, constant, which we abbreviate with the letter D. So for example, look at this list of numbers: 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, and so on. Okay? Well, do you notice the pattern is that you're adding 3 each time to get the next term. So this is an arithmetic sequence because it's going up by 3 each time. So there's a difference of 3 each time. And so in this sequence, D equals 3, positive 3. And you could use that to find sequential terms. So the next term you would just add 3 more, would be 17. After that, you would add 3 more, 20, 23, and so on. Okay? So that's pretty easy to list like the next 3 terms once you find that common difference. Now let's take a look at this list: 2, 5, 9, 14, 20. If we evaluate the difference between each number, you're adding 3, but then it goes up by 4, and then it goes up by 5, and then it goes up by 6, and so on. It's following a pattern, okay, but it's not going up by the same amount. The difference between the terms is different each time. So that means this is not an arithmetic sequence. Okay, so we wouldn't use D for common difference. There is no common difference. So let's just talk about determining whether a sequence is arithmetic or not. So these arrows just are saying what is the difference, and remember they can be decreasing, so your common difference can be positive or it could be negative. So 20, it's going to go down by 4, right? It's going down by 4 the second time. It's going down by 4 again. It's going down by 4. By now we can establish that there is a common difference of negative 4. And so yes, this is an arithmetic sequence. Okay? Now take a look at this one. You could start to think that, oh, you're adding 1. So 1 plus 1, you get 2. Then you're adding 2 to get 4. Then you're adding 4 to get 8. So since this, and then you're adding 8 to get 16. So you can see that there's not a common difference. So this is not an arithmetic sequence. You can do the same thing with decimals. Just think of this as going up by, you're adding 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. Or you can do that with fractions. 1/2, now you're adding 1/2. Now you're adding another half. And now you're adding another half. And you're adding another half. It might be more difficult to see, but if you put 1 as a fraction over 2, it means the same as 2 over 2. So 1 over 2, 2 over 2, 3 over 2, and you guessed it, 2 is the same as 4 over 2. So once you turn those into fractions that have the same denominator, you can clearly see that it's going up by 1/2 each time. And so yes, this is an arithmetic sequence with a common difference of 1/2. Okay? So you might have to get your calculator out. Now, another way that you can figure out if it's arithmetic or not is to start at the back and just subtract the number in front of it. So if you go 0 minus 1/2, you get negative 1/2. If you do 1/2 minus 1, you'll get negative 1/2. If you do 1 minus 3/2 on your calculator, each time you will get negative 1/2. And so if you think of it going inverse instead of going down by 1/2, well, actually it is going down by 1/2. That tells you that it's a constant difference of negative 1/2. So it is an arithmetic sequence. So just use your calculator to determine that if you have the same difference between each of those. Okay, so now you can build onto these sequences. Okay, so before I talk about this, look at this sheet right here. Okay. What are the next 3 terms in these sequences? So 15, 11, 7, 3. If you pick up on the pattern, you can see that we are subtracting 4 Then we're subtracting 4 again, we're subtracting 4 again and again. So you just go to the -1 and you subtract 4 again, which gives you -5. And then you subtract 4 again, which gives you -9. You subtract 4 again, which gives you -13. And those are the next 3 terms in the sequence. Okay? So you're just going to first identify the common difference. All right? So find that common difference, D. And then continue to use that common difference to keep that sequence going. You're extending the sequence. Now, you can also use a formula. And so we're going to kind of build on that by this. So see this pattern going up by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. But it's starting with 4. It's not starting at like 0 or 1 or 2. So we would call this the first term. Okay, so the first term of the sequence is 4. For the second term, you're adding 2, sorry. And so you're going to say plus 2. And now, the common difference, for the second term, add the common difference times 1, because it's 1 time further. That gives you 6. For the third term, add the common difference times 2. So remember, order of operations, you're going to do the multiplying first. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8. For the third term, add the common difference times 3. We'll see fourth term times 3. So see, every time you go to a second term, you're multiplying by 1 less than that number. Okay? And so 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 plus 4 is 10, and so on. But let's turn that process into a formula, because formulas are pretty easy to follow. But what you're noticing is you're starting with the first term, you're adding the common difference, which is multiplied by 1 less than the term. So look at the formula. The first term, you're adding the common difference, which is multiplied by whatever that term is, minus 1. So 1 less than that term. So here's the formula. Let's talk about that formula for a second. Okay, so here I have it sort of all laid out in color. If you want to find the nth term, it just means any number. It could be the 20th term, it could be the 100th term, it could be the 586th term. Anyway, the formula goes as such that I just showed you. What do these things mean? The A with a sub n means the nth term, whatever term it is you're looking for. So it could be, let's say we want to find the 9th term. So that would be a 9. The A with a 1 means this is the first term. So whatever is the first term in that sequence is going to be the term that goes right here, the number that goes in place of this. D, we learned, is the common difference. So that number would go here. And then whatever this number is that you're looking for, that goes here. Okay? And whatever you multiply the difference by is always 1 less than that number. And that's why it says n minus 1. Okay? So let's try that out. Okay? So here's a sequence. I have starting with 15, then 24, 33, 42, 51. The first step is to find the common difference. So I'm just going to start at the back and just subtract the number in front of it. So 51 minus 42 is 9. 42 minus 33 is also 9. 33 minus 24 is also 9. And 24 minus 15 is also 9. The reason I go backwards is because it's kind of easier to just think I'm going to subtract instead of think, what am I adding to get to 24? So that's the same as going, well, 24 minus 15 will give me that number. So it's just easier to think about if you just work backward. So now we know that the common difference is 9. So D equals 9. Now, our first term is the term that we begin with, 15. And then let's say we want to find the 10th term. So that means this n number, that's going to be 10. So these are the 3 numbers that I want to put into my formula. Okay? So remember, the formula goes like this. So let's just plug those numbers in. I am looking for the 10th term. So I'm going to write it like this, though. I don't want to write it as 10 equals this because you might get confused by that not equaling 10. We don't want it to equal 10. We just want to find out what the 10th term is. Then I'm going to replace that A1 with 15, because that's the first term. And then I'm going to replace the d with 9, because that's our common difference. And then what is, if n is 9, right? Or, I'm sorry, n is 10, the number we're looking for. We just go, think, what's 10 minus 1? 9. So we're going to be multiplying by 9. So I've got all my numbers set up in my formula. You're just replacing the things in the formula with the numbers that you know. Now you have to evaluate it, which means you have to use PEMDAS. So you're going to multiply first. So 9 times 9 is 81. Then you're going to add. And so 15 plus 81 is 96. And so that tells me that the 10th term is 96. See, this is why you don't want to just put a 10 here, because then you would end up with a statement like this, 10 equals 96, and that's not true. That's confusing. So you don't do that. Whatever term you're looking for, you just put it in like this. And you just read it as the 10th term in this sequence is 96. So if you kept going, this is the first term, the second term, the third term, the fourth term, the fifth term, dot, 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 dot. The 10th term in the sequence, if you kept going, would be 96. So instead of having to lay out all those terms one by one, you use the formula. Because what if I said find the 100th term? Are you going to sit here and list until you get, and count until you get to the 100th number in this line of numbers? No, you're just going to put in 100 and you're going to put in 99 here, because it's one less than the term you're looking for in the formula. So I just think it's easier to use that formula than, and that's called the explicit formula that you will learn next year. That's called the explicit formula. There's another type of formula called the recursive formula. You'll learn about that too, but I much prefer the explicit formula. So yeah, so you're going to be practicing a little bit with arithmetic sequences on a page that's similar to this that we were talking about. So it's like find the common difference, find the next three terms. What we're not going to do, I think, is describe the function for that. I don't think we have time to cover all that. So if you get to ones that say find a function that describes the sequence, you can go ahead and just skip those questions. But then I do want you to do where it says find the given term. So find the 10th term. This is the one I just did. So and then, but you have a different page, so don't try to copy that answer down. Find the 16th term. So you copy this formula down, okay, right here, and the meanings, and use that formula in solving those problems. Okay, so I really hope you, and happy you watched this video, because otherwise you wouldn't know what to do with this, would you? All right, I'll talk to you later.